Hello there. Did you know that I am a theater artist? That's right. I've been a director, an actor, a playwright, a designer of costumes, sets, lighting. I've done all of those things for quite a long time, actually. I had my first professional theater gig at age 16, and I've been talking a lot to someone about the way I go about critiquing myself, like when I watch my VODs back, and I realize I look through a lot of it through the lens of perhaps a director. And I realized I had about 5 concepts that I'm looking for in my own work. And I wanted to share those with you today. I'm going to talk about each one more in depth in future videos, but for now, this is like the 5 concepts as an overview. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button down below. It helps the channel out. It's completely free. You don't have to do anything but hit that button. If you're not following me on Twitch, there's a link in the description. Please go give me a follow there. This Friday at 2:30 p.m. Central, I will be celebrating with my community 10 years of continuous sobriety. And I would love to have you there. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've got a lot of fun incentives planned throughout the stream. But for now, let's talk about where theater and Twitch overlap. Alright, so here's the 5 things. Here are the 5 principles that I look at. I'm looking at tempo, rhythm, energy, technical components, and content. Tempo is the speed at which the stream is happening. Are things happening really fast? Are they happening really slow? Is there times where I want the stream at a hyper breakneck speed? And are there times where I just kind of want to be like medium? And then there's times where maybe I want to slow down, like when I did ASMR Solitaire a few weeks ago. All of this is important to be aware of, because all of these things combined create the rhythm. You could think of the rhythm as the overarching combination of all the different tempos happening. If I am being very slow, while maybe there's a lot of alerts happening, maybe there's a raid happening, the chat is going really fast, but I am very calm in it. Or maybe I'm very calm in the middle of a hate raid, and there's lots of stuff going on there, but I'm keeping things calm. That's a certain rhythm. It's like all the instruments in a band, how they all work together creates a certain rhythm. And that's what I'm looking at. How are all the facets of my stream working together to create a rhythm that can change throughout? For example, I tend to have a stream that starts off really chaotic in the first hour. There's a lot of just chatting. My community likes to really engage with me with Streamloots cards and all these other things, and subs and hype trains and all this type of chaos. And then things sort of slow down for a bit as I'm getting into a game. And then things might like have little spikes of rhythm here and there of where the tempo all of a sudden increases, and then it goes back to like a very steady pace. These are all things to think about for the entirety of the stream. One of my favorite concepts is energy. Energy is that exchange from performer to audience. It's also audience to audience, in this case like in chat. And also, if this is a co-stream, it's performer to performer when 2 streamers are working off of each other at the same time. I can do certain things to engage the rhythm of the stream. But also, my chat is very much in control of the energy. It's like the difference when you see a movie on opening night that is a packed house versus if you see the same movie a few weeks later when the buzz has died down. They're 2 very different experiences. One's not more valid than the other. They're just different, and you have to acknowledge that. So I'm looking through the stream. Where was my energy really high? Where did my energy seem to fade off? Was I aware of the energy fading out? Or were there times where I was pushing the energy too hard and I should have just relaxed a little bit? These are all questions around energy that I love to look at, and they're very important. When I'm live in the moment, the energy could feel completely one way, but when I'm looking back, I could notice, oh, actually, you know what? Even though I felt low energy, chat was really popping. Or maybe I felt really high energy, but chat was like so-so. These are all things to just think about. Not to judge too harshly about, but just to notice. One component is technical components. This is, your audio, your visuals. This is how your camera is. This is how your microphone is doing. Can people hear the game at a comfortable level? Can they hear your voice over the game audio and your sound alerts? Is your lighting decent? These are all components that, when they add up, make the totality of your stream, of your content. Things like working to cease audio fatigue. Ear fatigue is a very real problem. If your audio is something that's very grating on the ears, people will tune you out. People will just leave. So it's something I'm paying attention to. Is this audio making me want to leave the chat, or is it inviting me to stay? And finally, there's content. What are you doing after you hit that go live button until the time you stop streaming? Why are you doing it? What kind of reaction are you hoping to elicit? What kind of things do you want to say with your content? Some people don't even think about that. They simply go live and they're just there playing a game for hours. Me, I'm always looking for how to improve the content to make it what I want it to be. For me, I'm very passionate about building community, making people feel less alone when they're in my chat. I also care very deeply about making people laugh, maybe helping them feel less alone and connected and maybe vulnerable, which might allow them to get to a place of crying in a healthy, safe way. I really want to just be a conduit for all these different experiences, and these experiences are meant to bring people together. I want to be lewd, I want to be rambunctious, I want to be high energy sometimes, but I also want to share with people some really, really personal stuff so that if they're struggling in any way, they can find someone that they maybe relate to, so that they know that they're not so alone. Content is so important, and you need to make sure it's not just some unconscious sort of delivery of stuff. It needs to be something you've thought about. It needs to be something that is not just simply a habit that you're doing. Okay, so that's the 5 concepts. Again, I'm going to talk about this more in depth, each one individually, but they all play together. They all bounce off of each other to make what is your stream. And I'm looking on my own stream for these elements. And how can I improve those elements for myself? How can I find the places where I'm just becoming habitual? And how do I bring presence to those moments? How do I actually pay attention? How do I actually live in the content that I'm doing? Having that opportunity of doing what was planned and also being responsive enough to go in a completely new direction. If that's where chat is going, where my community is going, where even my own impulses as an artist leads me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you haven't hit subscribe, please do so. And if you can be there Friday during my celebration of 10 years of sobriety, it would really mean the world to me. Come, we'll have a good time, we will laugh a lot. I think you will enjoy it. Have a great week, and hopefully see you Friday.